Devastating to watch him die right before my eyes. But until it's
all new at 5:30, a Mooresville woman is using her own personal tragedy to try to advocate for change at the State House. She's now asking lawmakers to allow surgeries to be videotaped. She claims the documentation of her brother's surgery might have saved his life.
And she thinks cameras in the operating room could lead to fewer medical errors. RTV6 State House reporter Katie Hines is live to explain.
A number of lawmakers in the state of Wisconsin have introduced a proposal that would give patients the option to have their surgeries videotaped. That bill did not get a hearing, but one woman is hoping that lawmakers in the state of Indiana might consider it. And if so, if they were to approve it, it'd be the first of its kind law in the country. Betty Daniels remembers her brother's heart of gold. He was close to his family, including his two sisters. Daniels says he would give a stranger the shirt off of his back. Now she clings to the fond memories of the man she calls her best friend. David Hassel died in the hospital at the age of 47, the result of a surgical accident.
The day after his surgery, he was complaining that he couldn't breathe. We told 3 of the nurses and a doctor as he was gasping for air that he couldn't breathe. And they all seemed to think that he could breathe, and up until the point where he died.
Hassel had surgery to remove a mass on his colon in an Indiana hospital in 2012. Daniel says he complained he couldn't breathe for 6 hours leading up to his death. She says an autopsy later showed a catheter was misplaced in between Hassel's lungs.
If they had something, they could have went back and viewed to see what complications were arising from him not being able to breathe or from his complaints of not being able to breathe, then it could have possibly have saved his life.
Hassel's children have filed a lawsuit alleging medical malpractice, but Daniel says she wants to do more. That's why she's advocating for a law to give patients the option to have their surgeries recorded, both audio and video.
We were very close. Yes. And to watch him gasp for air and die right before my eyes, I vowed that I would do everything I could to prevent this from happening to somebody else.
Daniels met with State Representative Terry Gooden here today. Gooden tells us that he thinks it's an idea that warrants discussion coming up in the next session. Now, we reached out to several local hospitals, all of which declined comment today, but we did hear from a local medical malpractice defense attorney, Carol Dillon. She tells us that she thinks this would be a nightmare in terms of considerations with both doctor and patient privacy. Katie Hines, RTV6.
New information from the Indiana State Department of Health shows you the most common medical errors of 2014. 44 pressure ulcers acquired after hospital admission, 27 incidents of foreign objects left in a patient after surgery, 21 surgeries performed on the wrong body part, and 10 falls resulting in death or serious disability.